Hey, this is Greg over DIY RV and Home, bringing you another quick tip. So, are you tired of sitting on your dinette or even on your bed? Are you sick and tired of that thing slipping around on you? Well, you might be one of the lucky ones and it doesn't happen to you, but for some of us, it was constant. You'd sit, you'd move around, the cushions would slip all over the place. Why? Because they use a particle board with a nice slip finish on the bottom of it, and it just slips right off. So what we did is we went ahead, ready? We took some of that non-slip shelf matting, shelf liner, and we put it down there. We threw some staples in it. They stay in place. They don't come off. Now, tip number 2. And now, like I say, some of us are going to be in this situation. Maybe a lot of us aren't. But here it is. Right here's the hole to get underneath it. That's a pain in the butt. So I'm going to show you what I did to make it a little bit easier to get to. So, boom, spin you around. First thing I have to do, I gotta get it lifted up. And see, one-handed is a pain. Oh, wow! Look at the quality of that work! Yay, buddy! You know, we don't go in here that often, so hey, that's some quality work right there. I tell you what, we'll get that fixed before we get out of here today too. But first thing first, what we are going to do. Right here, right there's about this where that support is. So we're going to come over here. We're going to come over here a little bit, and we are going to mark us a black line, pen line, right there. All right. Next thing, I already know because I did measure it. That piece is 1.5 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat. Not really. I'm going to go about 1.75 inches. Put a little line. I'm going to go get a Forstner bit, a drill bit, and I think the one I'm using is 1 inch. I'm going to punch a hole through there, and I'm going to make sure when I'm punching that hole, the edge of the hole that I'm drilling is going to be at that line, 1.75 inches. That way my finger ain't hitting the support, the framing of the bench. So I'm going to get stuff set up, bring it back, punch the hole, bring it in here, and just show you just how easy it is once you do that little thing. You know, manufacturers, put a little hole over there. Alright, set you up, right back. Alright, so here I am out there in that outdoors workshop of mine. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this thing built. So, right here is where the mark is that I marked on the inside for where that support was. Let's go take our finger. Yes, this is very, very exacting marks. Okay, right about there. I think that was perfectly centered where I wanted it. You know what? Yeah, that was it. I was off just a little bit. Now we're going to come down. Oh. We're going to do this all one-handed. We're going to find that 1.75 inch mark, which is right about there. Okay, so we're going to do this. How are we going to do this? We're going to come in like this. And right about there. That is specific, right on the mark, 100%, down to the last inch of tolerance. So let's go ahead and set up our Forstner bit. We'll get this thing drilled. Okay, let's see if we can do this one-handed. As you can see, I've got the edge of the bit, the Forstner bit, right at that line, and then I'm on the other line. So let's go ahead and drill this through. through. Get that out of there. Well, there's a hole. So now let's just take us a knife. Like that. Look, it's a hole. Okay. Now let's run back inside, put it back in place, and see how it works. All right, here we go. This is that 2-for-1 tip. Get that right back in place. Let's shut it. There it is. Let's go ahead and let's put everything back together. We'll even do it right. No corners cut here. Okay. There we go. Boom. Everything's back in place. You need to get under there. Grab. Throw. Still got to do that. But look at this. Oh, and that's holding the camera. Even before I put that shelf liner down, it was a pain to try to do one-handed. Let alone having to be able to take all the cushions off just to get to it. So I think that's a win-win. That's a 2-for-1 tip today. Shall we call this 2-for-1 tip Tuesday? Got too many things going on. Alright, camera set up. Come back around. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take for the moment. I'm going to turn a little extra light on. Maybe that'll help. You guys see, I am just going to take just like that. Project fixed, just like it was original. No. I'm gonna run out to my shop and see if I got something. If not, well, I might have to make something. But I'll tell you what I would recommend you doing. So let me beat out to the shop, see if I can find what I want to get, and I'll come right back at you. Back in the trailer, got what I'm going to use to fix it. Right here, I'm just going to use a little L bracket. Okay, you can put these up at your local hardware store. Okay, this one happened to be a 2x2. Got 2 holes in each end. Then I've got a couple 1-inch flathead, or excuse me, panhead screws that I'm going to use. Okay, they do have a Torx bit, so I'll get a Torx bit to screw them in. I was going to use some drywall screws, folks. 1-inch drywall screws, yes. I was going to use them. There's not much load on this. I wouldn't be worried about using them. I know there's going to be some people that are going to make some comments about it. I've used drywall screws on different things, not structural, but on different things, and it works. They work fine. You tighten them too much, they're going to pop the head off. All right, but I've got the right screw for the job. It is a pan head, which means the bottom of it's flat, so it'll fit flat on the bracket. All right, but see one thing. I'm going to swing you around. Let's see if I can get this in here. Boom. All right. Ouch. Trying to. All right. Let's see if we can't show you. Now look at this. There is a cross member. There is a support, basically a stud on this, and then you got the cross member. This cross member is not in line with that. So what I am going to do, and folks, because of my exact perfect measurements before I drilled that hole, I can do it. I'm going to push that thing over to where I can actually screw this bracket into what I'm going to call a stud, part of the framing of the bench, to that cross member. Boom. So I'm going to swing you around, get this all set up. I'm going to slam that thing down, and then we're call it good, and then we're going to go on. And I got to quit squirreling, folks. I'm trying to get the trailer cleaned up before we go out again. Yeah, it's a little bit of a mess right now.
especially with what I've been doing lately. And I've only been home a little bit over a week. Anyways, swing around. Let's get going. So what I'm just going to do is get over that. Oh yeah, that mo better. Just like that. Once I get everything set, then I can smack those down a little bit harder. But let's go ahead and let's get the right Torx bit. My handy dandy Roy Obi. What do they call that? The prosumer model. It's done me right, so I can't complain. Okay. Whew. I think you might get bumped around. I'm not for sure, but we'll find out. We're gonna throw that down. I mean, this is all. This is structure. This is exacting work right here. Yeah, right about there, and slow and low is the tempo. Okay. Oh. I tell you what, that's within a 1/16 of being exact. So let's go like this, and let's get that plumbed up to 5 degrees, within 5 degrees of level. All right. There's that. Now, yeah, let's get rid of that garbage. Let's get rid of that great work that they did. Okay. Come back over here. Oh yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Am I going to be able to do it? Oh, I might. Let's see. Can I get... Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to use my special stub adapter for drilling these ones in, screwing these ones in. What that is, that's just bit only. Okay. Get that where we want it. Just like that. One more, and get a finger. Now try to get it in the hole, because it is hard to drill right through that metal. Okay. I don't think that's going nowhere. I'll check the other side and make sure it's looking good, and then we're going to call this done. If you like the video, please click the like, hit the share, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, hope to see you on the next video.